What's going on, everybody? This is Professor Crypto Banana. There's so many things that are going out there in the crypto land, and man, it's catching my attention. I'm like, oh, that's shiny. Hey, is that alpha? What's that project over there? I didn't know about it. Now I know that I need it. Okay, so it takes a lot of time to do this research, especially to put out content about it and say, this is why I think this is going to be big, or it has the potential. However, at the same time, could be time sensitive. Could be something that could really interest somebody. So, last week I did something called Rapid Fire Alpha. I just said, take a look at this, take a look at that. Do your own research. Could be something, could be nothing. I don't know. I'm going to do the same thing today. Let me know if you want me to continue to do that. However, I'm going to hit you with that disclaimer. Yeah, that's right. Not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything in this video is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. Just my opinions, speculation. I am not a crypto expert, so anything that I say could be inaccurate, incorrect, or completely omitted. So you got to take a look. Always do your own research. What else do I got for you? Oh, also crypto. It's risky, right? So also keep that in mind. But moving forward, let me show you what I got because I am excited. Number one, Bitcoin. Man, it was going sideways for a little bit, right? But it's looking close to break that all-time high of 67,000. So let's just keep an eye on that. Whoa, see, take a look. And making some moves, juking left, right. Here we go. Okay, so people are thinking, hey, November could be like the bull run, especially November, December, and then maybe bear market. We'll see. Not sure. And then also altcoins, then it is delayed by a certain time frame. So keep that in mind. Pretty cool, right? Bitcoin goes up, brings everything else with it. Awesome. All right, so where is my attention going to now? Wonderland and time. That is a big portion. Okay, why is that? Number one, the rewards, APR, I've done other videos about this, insane. It's like practically 1.5% per day, auto-compounded on its own. That is crazy rewards. Normally, with such high rewards, you see people dump the coin. But this is kind of doing the opposite. This is a project that is a fork of OHM. It's a part of DeFi 2.0, so the Daniele suite of products or projects, so to speak. And man, it's doing well. It's number 87 on the list, and instead of price going down, price is actually going up. And you're also getting insane rewards on top of it. So it's like, what's the catch? What's going on here? So I'm going to get to that in just a second, but just wanted to point that out. Wow. Now, in my opinion, I think it's got a lot of potential. At the same time, I'm also very wary. I'm going to be looking at it. Again, I'm not an expert. I got to do more research on it. But I'm a little wary. I think when it becomes a bear market, people may dump it really quick. Just be like, okay, they look for what has the most utility. They'll probably most likely keep for a certain amount. And then something that was just like pure speculation for gains, they may dump. However, Wonderland may actually, in time, memories, all that, may actually have extra utility and value that people aren't aware of. And maybe that is they're becoming more aware and picking up more on the price, or maybe it's just for the rewards. Not sure, but really cool. So going off of that, yes, so I mentioned Wonderland. So there's a whole other explanation. Can get a little bit confusing. I did a basic video, as I mentioned before. I'm trying to see, so yeah, APY, there's a difference between APR and APY. So APR is just if you got rewards, you take the rewards and you just go spend it somewhere else. You go to the coffee shop and get yourself some coffee, or you go to the grocery store, get some chocolate. Okay, but if you decide to reinvest, like auto compounding, that is where APY goes through the roof. Okay, so this is kind of like the website. Now, the reason why I'm like, whoa, there could be something a little extra here, is I did finally listen to the podcast with Daniele, and he went on Frog Radio, and he talked at the later half, probably the last 1/3 maybe, where he talked about Wonderland and how it's got a treasury, meaning you got extra funds. So the way how I'm thinking about this real quick, because rapid fire alpha, yeah? Okay, so what I'm thinking is you can give certain things that are worth of value, like LP tokens, and then as a result, that is helping fund the project and get rewards and funding the project, getting more money, market cap. That was not cool. That was way too much rambling and stumbling. Okay. Give LP tokens, and it's good for the project because they got a lot more funds. If people get the time tokens, stake it, that probably is good because they may be able to do other stuff with the funds. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's how I see it. So they're sitting on a big stack of funds. And the question is what to do with it. So there's different ideas I believe that they're going to try to implement. I recall it's going to be more of a allowing projects to have their own DAO, almost being like a launch pad for DAOs to have it, so then they can own their own liquidity. Maybe that's what OHM is doing, maybe both. But also people that own the token have a better say as to how to use the funds, which is big, right? Because if you have a stack and it keeps on growing at just enormous rates and you never sell, there's talk that Daniele hinted, like, maybe we'll just stop the crazy rewards and just like burn it or stop it, and then whoever owns the most and was like a true holder, they have the most influence on how to use this huge amount of funds, and that is a game changer. So certain things about that, I know Wonderland, they're going to be maybe doing something with gaming as well, so take a look at that, and that just is like, whoa. So again, a lot of information, a lot of it could be inaccurate, but take a look, and that is something to go off of. In addition, let's see, Rev, take a look at him. He talks about there's rumors when it comes to Wonderland on TikTok videos. So, that's kind of like the younger crowd. Maybe they're more degens wanting to get in. Maybe it's like there's meme coins, but maybe they're taking a look now at those amazing rewards. Maybe that's something and that's trending, etc. And then number 2, I don't necessarily recall what this tweet was about. Let me see. Maybe it's about how to use the treasury, how to use that funds. So maybe it's something regarding about that. Take a deeper look. Okay, so I mentioned Wonderland is a fork of OHM. OHM is like number 50-ish on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, so it's big, and they do kind of like the same model, high rewards, So as a result, a lot of other projects are doing this, a lot. And this is where people are like, oh, this is kind of like Ponzi-nomics, and is this sustainable? And here are the reasons why. Because as opposed to doing like liquidity, where to have people say, okay, put your funds into our project, help us, because then that way, we're stable. Well, then we'll reward you with our tokens. And then people like get some of that tokens, and then they dump it, and then the price goes, and then people just leave on to the next project. So this is kind of like the opposite, where they're probably trying to do other ways, flip it on its head. Can get a little complicated. I'm sure there's other videos, but a lot of other projects are doing that, and it's kind of like a race where there's lots of them on all these different chains. So found this news article, just quick one, I didn't even fully read it, to be honest. I just know that this is what's happening out there. This is kind of like the trend of the Ponzi-nomics type of deal off of OlympusDAO, which is OHM, and take a look at that and see it even mentions Wonderland leading, probably because Wonderland is really, whatever Wonderland is doing, I think they're doing a great job. Just my opinion, not financial advice. Everything said, not financial advice. So again, take a look, do the research. I'll leave a link, just a link for everything. And I believe Tomb Finance on Phantom, it's like an OG, it's been out there for a while. They may be doing the same thing. I got potentially do a video about that. On the Phantom side, it's done by now headed by Harry Yu. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. H-E-Y at the end. He's like a big name in Phantom, and what happened was with Tomb Finance, I believe they lost the peg, so essentially something happened where it shouldn't have, and man, it lost a lot of value. Ooh, it was really, really bad, and people lost a lot of money. Not cool, and Harry stepped in and said, I will overlook this, I will help this, let's get this back on track. Now, there are some people on Twitter saying, stay away, because it's always kind of like goes up, and then there's some sort of exploit, goes down, but then it bumps back up. So again, it's probably more of like a risky play. Do your own research. However, I see this as kind of like a lower market cap, especially on the Phantom side. It's an OG, so could have a lot of, and it has a little bit of history, right? So could have some major upswing. Not sure. Gotta do more research on that. I've been asked about it, in fact, from some of the comments. So I see you guys. Thanks for letting me know. I'll probably do a little bit of deeper dive. One of these days, I should. So here's just like a price chart, kind of flat for the time being, but hey, if the interest rates and everything rewards are great as well, could be something to consider. I think that also with the Phantom, they're getting like the incentive program, so then if they have a certain amount of funds, like people keeping their funds in there, just in general, then they get incentivized from the Phantom Foundation with more Phantoms. So it's like, okay, what are you guys going to do with the money? And I recall, don't quote me on this, thing, a tweet from Harry where they're looking to get like a validation note on the Phantom side, so maybe that could be beneficial for the project as well. Not sure. One person to take a look at, MJThePopstar. Now, again, haven't fully read it, but he seems to be a person that really kind of knows his way around like the what was it, all this ohms and different projects that are coming as a fork of it. So he leaves down a lot of posts, and he seems to know what's going on. So I'm like, all right, I should probably take a look. and he also knows some stuff about the Phantom side, and he has the ability to watch kind of bigger wallets and see what they're doing. So something to take a look at. Again, I haven't fully vetted it, but something just in terms of like resources, maybe to get more information on what's going on and get like a little extra edge, could be that. So check them out. In addition, Popsicle Finance, they came out with the relaunch, but it's only of one of the products. I call it the strawberry version, which means for Uniswap version 3. I should do a whole other video. I did do a video about Popsicle Finance. Is awesome, is amazing. It's the idea that you temporarily give your funds so that other, decentralized exchange, everything can work. So people can swap. That's just how normal decentralized exchanges work. And you give up your tokens, but typically that's the end. Now that there's the ability to optimize across different blockchains and also on Uniswap version 3, which is a little bit way more complicated, Popsicle Finance coming in saying, yo, we can do this really well for you guys. Now, had a hack in the past. They repaid all of it, which is like, whoa, that is amazing. And then finally, they made sure to like really, really take their time to make sure everything's audited, everything that works out well. So finally, people were asking like, okay, is this happening? Yes. And I believe they really capped it at a small amount of how much they can reach to their full potential. I call it the strawberry version because it's only for Uniswap version 3. So gas fees rebalancing can get really expensive, especially if you're a smaller fish. However, the idea is that with Uniswap version 3, they're going to like auto balance it. Now, simplified version, again, it was actually discussed here in episode 1 of the podcast, but just in general, takeaway how I understand it is when you give your funds, Uniswap version 3 is trying to like make sure to capture different range and make the market, like make sure you get the prices, and it's really complicated. So as a result, with version 3 specifically, you got to like kind of narrow a certain range and get certain rewards out of it. And there's times where it's beneficial and gets you a lot of rewards. Other times it's a little bit more risky, can get arbitrage, etc. So Popsicle Finance is able to identify like, oh, that's a good range. We'll deploy it there and we'll capture that, and then we'll move it there and there and there. And they're really optimizing, getting the most rewards. And in addition, because of that, they are buying the ICE token and then giving it to the stakeholders, which is essentially meaning like, hey, you buy ICE, you stake it, you hold it, boom, guess what, fam? We'll reward you with some of the profits that we're making from doing all this optimization. Because people give their LP tokens and they want the best yield on it. We'll do that for them. And then we take a small cut and we'll reward the ICE holders. So that's pretty much everything that's happening on, I call it the strawberry side. I think it's Fragola. Now, in the future, what they're planning on implementing, hopefully soonish, is the Limone, like the lemon. I just call it the lemon. And that's across multiple blockchains where they do that. So they're like, okay, you got an LP token on Avalanche, but there's a better rate on Phantom. Boom, they'll swap it for you, do it all that, and you just like sit and chill and go, oh, hey, cool, thanks. So that's like the cool thing about Popsicle Finance and why that's like, whoa, big deal. Yeah. So this is a Twitter post about, hey, the relaunch, and there's even mention about some sort of like 30K ICE. So maybe check out the Twitter post. I recall maybe there was rumors that Daniele will be purchasing the 30K ICE and then distributing. I don't know, but the idea is, yeah, that could be huge. Something about 30K ICE coming straight from Popsicle Finance. Really, really cool. All right. Now, I also found this tweet talking about, so Squirrel, I think he's one of the developers, or yeah, one of the developers on Popsicle Finance. Could be wrong, but he's saying that 78% of ICE is now staked, meaning supply shock, meaning if you want that token, you can't get it, or it's much more difficult. So then if there's a little competition for people wanting it, price goes up. Okay? But wasn't there, hey, Professor, yeah, you failed to mention that this thing kind of sold off, right? I see what you're trying to do there. You're saying Popsicle Finance is great, but then there's a drop, so what's up? Well, the reason that this is still kind of like incredible, staked means taken off the market. Okay, so then there's competition to like get more. Well, as I mentioned about the revenues, you get a lot of revenue, boom, buy back the ICE token. All of a sudden, that's like automatically taking it off the market, like buying it, raising up the price higher, giving it to the stakeholders. Okay, essentially, supply shock. There's not a lot of ICE tokens available for people that want to buy it. Because a lot of the people that already own it are saying, nah, I'm not selling it. I'm not interested in selling. I'm going to get more rewards for it, so I'm not doing that. Okay, so then there's little extra amount of ice hanging out there for people who want to buy, sell, trade. Okay, not a problem. But keep in mind, Popsicle Finance, now that launched that strawberry, is getting rewards, and it automatically buys back, takes some of those rewards that it's making from optimizing and buying back some of those ice tokens and giving it back to the stakeholders. So now there's less ice, more price, higher. So that's kind of like the concept, and people are like, are you guys not seeing the price action that's going to happen here, like the situation of how this is set up? So again, do your own research. That's kind of like the idea. Take a look. Very intriguing, especially when it comes to Abracadabra and being able to like leverage it. And leverage means like you can borrow against your LP tokens. So much stuff. Check out some of my other videos like of Popsicle Finance or of DeFi 2.0 because it's supposed to be rapid fire. I'm at 15 minutes. This is a great record. Let's go. Okay. Anyways, so earlier today, I actually popped out 2 videos, believe it or not. Yeah, because I was like, all right, I'm just going to hammer these. Let's go. Because I had a lot of information as well. I gave a quick one about for new crypto users in general, but then also check out this video. I did a collaboration video with DeFi Daily. Shout out to you. He mentioned something about Abracadabra and Terra. So I don't know too much about how Abracadabra is dealing with all the different blockchains. I know that they're going to be looking out for Solana, and that's a big thing. I'm like, ooh, that'd be really cool because they've already got like a lot that they are integrated with and that they're able to bridge and connect with MIM. Now, apparently that's not set up on Terra yet, but it's coming up really soon. So check out that video that I did with DeFi Daily. Hopefully, his explanation helps out really well to be like, oh wow, no, this is a big deal. Like, and Terra is a number 11, 12 coin on MarketCap, so that whole ecosystem and being able to tap into that is like, whoa, could be big. So check out that video. In addition, oh man, okay, so I have different things that I look at, right? I talk about DeFi 2.0. I think that's going to be big. It's really great. I like gaming cryptos. I think that's going to be huge too, as well as things called royalties. So royalties is more you own something, and because of that, you don't even own it. It's just you constantly get paid for what you purchased originally. So, for example, I believe on Jeopardy, they have that song, do 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 do, right? The guy had the option to sell it for an incredible amount at front, saying, hey, give it. Or he's like, no, you can get royalties, meaning like he gets like 1% of revenue generated from the show and it goes straight to him. Well, he chose the royalty side because he thought that was going to be a big hit. And he made way more money than he ever could if he would have just sold it up front. Okay, so now Gary Vee, and royalties is not a thing just for like music, it's for other things as well. I guess it's like, because I butchered the explanation. That's okay. Take a look. Royalties. All right, cool. It's just basically if you even like own it and you sell it and you're original founder, maybe then you constantly get a little slice of the fees every time it gets resold. Maybe that's it. Or maybe just income that gets generated, you get a slice of it extra. I don't know. It's really cool. I love royalties. Okay. Now, looking at NFTs and crypto. So, people say crypto, Ponzi scheme, no utility. Well, Gary Vee, he's really passionate about it, and he makes a lot of like macro claims that tend to be true, where how things shift. So, as opposed to, for example, artists going to record labels, getting horrendous deals for money to fund their projects and their songs. Now this NFTs changed the game. Artists can go to people such as you and I, investors, and say, hey, if you invest in this, guess what? You get to own a part of this song. And the song generates revenue, and it gets cut back to people who actually invested in it. Whoa, that is awesome. So if it plays on the radio, it gets played on Spotify, YouTube generates some like money. Awesome. So that is where it's kind of going, and then that way it cuts out the middleman of the record labels because it's just the music artist and the investor. Ta-da! And I kind of knew that this was going to be a big deal, but I don't know of any project that has really implemented it well yet. Now this could change, and the one that caught my attention, I'm going to show you in this tweet, is OPULOUS. I'm pronouncing it wrong most likely, however, it's on the Elgaran side, so y'all probably already know more in DeFi 2.0, right? And more Phantom-ish, that's my focus. Never even been on Elgaran. However, if it's innovation and it's something where I like the direction that it's going and it's a project that's doing it, you got my attention. So they already implemented that with 2 different artists. In fact, I think it's just with one right now. It's with Lil Pump, and man, that thing I think sold really quickly. I believe. You have to go on a website, probably do KYC, so that's like, eh. But if I'm not mistaken, it's also like a S-NFT, meaning a secure NFT, which means that people in the US can actually get it. So that's pretty big. They got the tokenomics here, and I guess the idea is that you can be able to just essentially like buy songs and exchange it, even like borrow against it, because you're like, hey, I got this, I own a part of the song, therefore it has value and it's generating income and it's worth something, therefore can I borrow against it? And this is all probably happening on the OPULOUS side. Really caught my attention. So that was just for rap, but there was another one that they did for, oh shit. Okay, so you can see. This is going to be a news article talking about it, which I already showed it earlier. But they're going to do another one with Kashmir, I believe is the name. It's like an EDM side, so just so much to go over. My apologies for not having the correct links already ahead of time. I had it, but oh, here. So this is the website. Apparently Republic is doing this, as I said, powered S-NFT, artist created, OPULOUS. And Kashmir, he's more of the EDM side. So yeah, one thing that could be said is it really worth the song? Do you believe in the artist? Because maybe they're asking for too much and the revenue is not going to be enough. I don't know. Maybe there's some artists, like for me, I listen to a lot of music. I love music. Okay, so I can check it out and be like, oh, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this. I think that artist is going to be big. That one, overrated, not too good, blah, miss out. So or maybe I can't distinguish. I'm like, I'm not sure, but I do believe a lot of people are going to be interested. It's going to generate a lot of revenue. People are going to trade it. The revenue from the royalties is going to come in big, so I'll just invest in the OPULOUS network itself. Or I don't know if it's a network or more of a project platform. You get the gist. So something to keep the eyes out on. I don't know of anything that does it better. I think they're more of a first mover and it's not being really discussed, and to me that's huge. Again, especially with like Gary Vee calling out like this is how it's going to go. He even did an interview with Fragola, and that's on the land side. Man, I know, believe it or not, I like land music, especially like the I'm gonna hope I say it right, reggaeton. Man, I love that stuff. Not to be confused with reggae. It's just like more, oh man, all right, we're getting on a different topic, but oh man, he did an interview with Fragola talking about the NFT aspect and how he needs to expose himself, and that's the future. Rauol Pau is talking about probably this as well, talking about like how NFTs is disruption and communities, and how artists and artists, not even music artists, but just artists in general, can go straight to the consumer, etc. Okay, cool. So taking a look at price, where is it? 560. I mean, that's really low in terms of market cap and other projects that are out there, kind of like way lower on the list. As mentioned, it's on Algorand and on Binance Smart Chains, so that could be like way cheaper if you're not wanting to deal with the Ethereum gas fees. So take a look at that. That's kind of like the price action. This is probably after little pump. Little pump caused a big pump right there in the price. Am I right? Okay, so going on. Is it bad that cracked me up so much? Oh my gosh. Okay, last one. Let's talk about this. Alex Becker, known for the gaming cryptos, but he did a really great video. Is the title a little bit clickbaity? Perhaps. Maybe not. I don't know. He's talking about things can really pump up, but if you're in a position to take profits and you need it, like, do that. Don't get into the whole concept of like diamond hands. I gotta hold on forever, and you never know when to exit, never know when to sell, and it's almost a disgrace to sell. It's like not true. Again, I talked about in my previous video that I just uploaded recently, talking about it's okay to sell. It's okay to take profits. It's okay to have a certain amount and say, okay, I'm good. This is nice. I'm gonna reallocate. I'm gonna rebalance it. I'm gonna use this in my real life. It's all right. Okay, because price fluctuations, market fluctuates, all that good stuff, and you don't want to be stuck holding the bag. Now, if it's ideally, hopefully you get in with a certain price target where you're like, I'm going to make this much profit, or it's going to be, I really like this project, I'm doing it for the utility, I don't really care about the price. There's different ways of how to play it, but don't get sucked into the narrative of like, oh my gosh, I got a diamond hand and hold it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It doesn't necessarily work that way, and you could get punished. Or there's different reasons why you can do it and it really pans out well in the end. It could be like more time in the market is better than trying to time the market, that type of concepts. But it's just a different perspective. Keep that in mind, especially if the market's going to blow off with Bitcoin, rising on up, going up high. Look at that. Woo. you're going to probably see a lot of people saying, oh, this is a 1000x coin, 100x, you got a diamond hand, you can never sell. It's like, all right, buddy, let's chill. Let's be realistic. Gains are great, but let's all try to stay safe and hopefully make some profits. Again, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Pleasure talking to you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Rapid fire out. Rapid fire out? No, I was doing rapid fire. Pieces.